Welcome to another Green TV in association with PAC Foundation and the Green Task Force. Tonight we've got an exciting show. We're doing a question and answer series. So if you've got any questions, please do feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I will take over and ask questions to Mr. Mark Airey. I'll let him take the show. I'll let him tell you all what he's about and do a brief introduction, and then we'll go straight into the questions. Welcome, Mark Airey.
Good evening.
Hi, Mark. All right?
Hello.
Hi, Eddie. All right, mate?
So, Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself. So, who are you, and why are you here?
So, as you say, my name is Mark Airey, and I am the founder of a soon-to-be military charity called Team True Spirit, and we deal with getting guys involved in events, in physical events. Ranging from simple 10Ks all the way up to Ironman, double Ironman events. And it's all just about getting the guys together, getting the camaraderie, giving them something to aim for, and just having getting guys outside in the open air, having some fun.
Oh, sounds great. So when did all this start?
It started initially back in 2010, where I was invited to go down to Headley Court as an exercise rehabilitation instructor, and I went down there, and it was shocking for me. I'm ex-military myself. I joined in 1985, and I served till just about 1997, so I did 12 years. You know, I'd really missed the army and the military life and stuff. And it's just like I think I'm going to be like your typical sort of squaddy really, or servicemen when they get out struggled a little bit. So to go down there and to be invited to go back down into military environment was fantastic, and it changed my life absolutely completely. You know, I'd had some issues myself. I was there was some mental health issues myself. You know, depression and anger and things like that. And as soon as I walked through the door of Headley Court, it cured me. And because to see what those guys had gone through, to see guys ranging from 18 years old onwards with multiple amputees, you know, single, double, triple amps, but not just that they're the picture injuries, but all the other sort of stuff that goes along with that, the gunshot wounds. I know Daz is on tonight. Daz, you know, had some horrendous injuries as well. And it just, you know, made me realise how lucky I was really. But what I've done is to try and get myself fit. I'd got a little bit fat, I think, and I was drinking way too much. And so I woke up one morning in a state, wondered why my credit card was on the side. Thought, what have I done? And the internet had just been not invented. In my house, it had just been invented. So I logged on and I booked onto an Ironman. Yeah, and it's sort of
that's a weird one. An Ironman,
weird one.
as you do.
Thinking of vodka haze, I'd sort of gone, Jesus, I need to do something about this, and I was really better.
Let's do an Ironman.
Yeah, why not? But I did it, and it you know, it made me a lot better. And what I realised when I got down, and it was a great place to work because there was 8 stunning ladies. You know,
always a good incentive.
Absolutely stunning ladies, but none of them were military, and they hadn't. The boys were just taking a mickey out of them. Really, they were being treated with kid gloves and stuff. Yeah. And so I just came. I had a word with the chief there, and I just asked if I think what we need is a challenge. And so I walked in one day and said, you know, who fancies doing an Ironman? So we're talking about, there used to be 40 in at a time, and all of them that had arms, they shot up, you know. I'd say about 37 out of the 40, and then afterwards they all came up and said, "What is it? What is an Ironman?" So for me, that was telling you that they just wanted a challenge. That's what I told them what an Ironman was. About 35 went, sod off, I'm not doing that. But Team True Spirit came from that. When we had, so on that first in 2011, after training them all up, we took 15 guys around Ironman Bolton. And it's just gone from strength to strength from that, really.
Right, perfect. A bit. in all fairness, the princess, it's a bit like me when I go out tree planting with the Green Task Force. There's me at 5'2" and lifting all these things, and I get trekked very well on them, in all honesty. So there's a link, Mark, with the Help for Heroes in what you was doing. Tell me a bit about the Help for Heroes and how that's led on to do, obviously, the team spirit.
Yeah, so Team Spirit itself was developed in 2010, and we wanted to earn money for a charity, and so it was Help for Heroes at the time was the charity that everybody was giving money to, and they also put a lot of money into Headley Court as well. They built a swimming pool there, an indoor facility, which was fantastic, and so we decided to raise money for them, and we earned them quite a bit of money, and then once I was asked, while I was at Headley, so I left Headley at the back end of 2011. 2011, and I was travelling from Warrington down to Headley, and it was tough work. And my wife managed to get herself pregnant as well. While I was
self-pregnent, yeah. As us women do.
What's Headley, Mark?
What an inconvenience.
So Headley Court was at that time what they called the MRC, which was the Defence Medical Rehabilitation Centre. So it was where everybody went from theatre, from Bastion, with the serious injuries. They didn't go to QA, so the Queen Alexandra Hospital, or QE, sorry, QE Hospital in Birmingham. Once they decided they could get on the rehabilitation route, they sent to Headley, and all the rehabilitation was done there. So that was Headley, and so when Kate got herself pregnant, I was there apparently. Then they decided to move back up to Warrington, and I was asked if I would head up the GP referral system, one of the GP referral systems there, and I hated it. I've got to be honest, from working with the guys and being back in an environment with the guys, back with the forces, and enjoying that banter and the camaraderie, and everything that goes with that. To go to working with GP referrals, where I was dealing, because my background is in rehabilitation. Once I left the army, I trained in rehabilitation, and to work with people that, 26, 27 stone, coming in saying that they've got a bad back, bad ankles, bad knees, and apparently the right hand wasn't. I'm not surprised, and I just didn't enjoy it at all. And I went down, because of the work we've done with Team True Spirit. I went down to Tedworth House, which is their flagship at the time. I went down there to receive an award in an awards evening, and while I was there, one of the guys one of the guys that we'd been doing the rehabilitation with at Headley, a guy called Dave Richmond, he was quite high up at this stage in Help for Heroes, and he just looked at me and said, "You don't look happy," and I said, "I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all." And he said, "Well, we're opening up a place in Catterick. Do you fancy going and having a look and see what it's all about?" And so I did, and never looked back until very recently. And so Team True Spirit became then as part of Help for Heroes under that, and we've done all kinds of events that got us and got quite well known in a few events for just brightening them up and making them a good laugh and a giggle.
Yeah, well, it's about capturing the essence, isn't it? It's like it's the feel-good factor, I suppose, which you ex-veterans transitioning to civilian life want to get back, I guess, that camaraderie of being, with the guys, with the troops, and doing something worthwhile for you guys, I guess. I've noticed that with the Green Task Force, the banter, and although it's different, offender pleas, it's kind of, it's a real camaraderie, and it's great for boosting the mental health. I'm going to touch a little bit on COVID. I don't want to go on that bandwagon because we're all bored of it now. But with the team spirit, we are, aren't we? But how has COVID impacted with what you're doing with Team Spirit?
Yeah, so what happened? I mean, so Help for Heroes took same as all, not just Health Heroes, all the charity sector has taken a massive hit. You know, we were furloughed almost straight away. The team, so I worked at Health Heroes up at Catterick. I worked for the physical development team, and so we just dealt with physical development, getting people fit, challenges, all that kind of thing. And we got furloughed straight away. And basically, there was just we ran out of money. We ran out of money to run the centre in November. And so we were made redundant. However, not one to having you either sink or swim, don't you? And I love swimming. I love swimming, so I thought right, let's have it.
You joined the wrong force.
Yeah, should join the Navy.
Do you know what?
Although they was on boats.
This is what I love about it. I've always found out. We've been working with the military now of all forces for the last 13 years, and it's always amazed me how the Navy and the Marines are crap at swimming. They're terrible. And when I said to them, you know what, I thought you'd be able to swim, and it was pointed out to me quite rightly. They said, you know what, if we end up in the water, something's gone really badly. We shouldn't have to swim. We shouldn't have to swim, which was good. So I decided to take Team Two Spirit back. It was not a relaunch as such, but I'm going to register it as a charity in its own right. I'm just in the middle of doing it now, in that pile of paperwork, which one of those where you get up in the morning and go, oh God, got to do that. But it's so, I mean, I felt for my part, you know, I love working with the guys. There are some fantastic, you know, all of them. Every member of that team is brilliant. They all have the story, you know, they all get on, and I just felt like I couldn't abandon them, and so it just felt like the right thing to do to take Team Two forward, to Team Two Spirit forward to the next step, the next level, and let's get on. So we've got a calendar of events out, and we're starting tomorrow. Oh, you've just reminded me. Actually, I didn't put the link out tomorrow morning.
I was going to say, what events have you got lined up soon?
So our first one, our first one next year is one of it's of a group called Epic Events.
Yeah, is that this year? You mean
from this year?
2021, for this year.
For 2021 is the Lakeland Loop, which is a 60-odd mile bike ride round the lakes, taking in Hard Knot Pass and Ride Knot Pass, which are Ride Nose Pass, which are horrendous. No, they're not. They're good.
No, they're not, Curly. No, they're not. Are
you in, Brad, or what? I'm gonna sign them up.
I've done them, mate. I don't need to do them again.
I don't know
whoever's logged on tonight, we're all doing it. There we go.
We're
all doing it.
They've got some quad bikes going in the lakes as well. So let me know where you're going to be, mate, and I'll make sure that I'm safety number at the back.
Absolutely.
In all of this, Mark, what's been your biggest challenge? What would you say was your biggest challenge?
Physical challenge.
Yeah, in all of it.
So, when Daz will probably tell me what year it was now. I think it was 2015. We decided, this is why I never got left in a room on my own, because my head gets stuck. And I thought, you know what, we need a really good challenge. The charity the boss of the charity said, we need something that's going to impact the public, you know, because the war was over, you know, and the charity ratings were going down. And so I happened to be browsing on the internet and came across this thing called Arch to Arc, which basically, so we did that. So Arch to Arc is run from the Marble Arch in London, that's the alternative capital, in London, down to Dover. Then you swim the channel, and then you cycle to the Arc de Triomphe.
As you do, you just swim the channel.
Yeah.
I did that yesterday, you know.
I was going to say that. Yeah, and then after lunch, we had four teams of six teams, and we did that. So it was an hour on, 5 hours off.
Wow.
And you just went hell for leather. On your hour and then 5 hours off. We did that, and doing it, I think we still hold two of the records for team. We hold the record for the first disabled team.
Wow.
We hold the record for the fastest female team.
Wow.
That's good.
Daz will, I'm pretty sure that Daz's team got a record as well on one of those. So that was real good, a real great. What did you get?
We were the first disabled team.
Yeah, was that you? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's brilliant. That, you see, that's it. It's the fighting spirits that you just don't give up, do you? And that's what it is.
Yeah.
We've got our first question. So we are recording this, everybody. So just to let you know, but I've got a question. Why do they call you Curly? Hopefully this isn't going to be rude. But
they don't call me Curly, Brad.
it wasn't actually Brad.
It
wasn't actually. So
Yeah.
All right.
Mention
Do
no
you
names.
really want to know? Do you want to know?
Go on then. We are recording this though, so keep it clean.
Yeah. I'll give the clean. I'll give the right. Three reasons really. One, because my name is Airey, and so Curly Airey, just sort of.
Okay, because it rhymes. Bit Cockney, warming slang.
Yeah, that's it. The other one was
I won't do
because
any more questions.
looking back at photographs, you know, it was the. I'm just going to say it was the 80s. What can I say? So, I used to have quite
Curly
short.
hair.
I used to have I did, but I used to shave it off the back with a big bunch at the front. So I look back and I think, Jesus Christ, what were you thinking? It was the 80s. You could do what you wanted.
It was cool in the 80s. It was cool in the 80s.
It was indeed. And then the other one is because those of you who watch Coronation Street, when I've not got my glasses with me, when I put my glasses on, I look like Curly Watts.
Brilliant.
And that's the real reason.
That's the real reason.
That's the real reason, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say that one first.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you know what the theme tune is for this then? We've got to play Coronation Street. I've been speaking, obviously dealing with a lot of veterans and things, and they all sort of miss the days in a way. Obviously not the war and obviously some of the awful things that people see, but what is it that you miss about it? You know, telling me as a civilian, a civvy as the technical term is, you know, what is it that you actually miss? I
think it's the camaraderie and the banter, you know, and the closest I had is you know, like the rugby teams. I was play rugby in the army as well, you know, and since I left, it's that, and I know that every team has the banter and the camaraderie and that, but it's sort of special. You spend a lot of time when you're in the forces. You spend, you know, you can go away on tour and you can spend 6 months just in a room with the same people, and you form a bond with all kinds of people. You know, those people indefinitely have got your back no matter what happens. Yeah, they got your back, and it's things that I like are, you know exactly where you stand with them. You know, if you're being. You are recording, Obico. If you're being
yeah. Otherwise, I'll have to
bleep. You get told, you know, the people say, you know, when you've had enough of something, you can say to people, "That's enough," you know, and generally they'll stop. If somebody's got a problem with you, they face you up with it. You have you get rid of the issue. And then that's it. It doesn't get carried on. But it's just a laugh, and the deep dark humour and things like that. And I think when I went through where I ran a health club in Warrington. I built, designed and run the health club, and it was the number of times that, you know, people, the managers of the gym and stuff were like that. Jesus, you can't say that. It's just like, why? I don't understand. So it's just basically, I love the straight down the lineness of it. You know, there's no sitting on the fence. You're either one side or the other, but that doesn't matter. You're allowed your opinion, and you can just be you. So I missed just being able, or I missed just being able to be me, really.
Yeah, and I suppose that impacts on, you know, people like yourselves, that your mental health aspect. I suppose, you know, you need to carry that on when you come out of the forces. So obviously doing what you're doing with the team spirit, you know, that keeps that going. So that's brilliant.
It does, you know, and it's fantastic to work. You talk about mental health, and Yeah, it's amazing the impact that COVID has had on the nation's mental health. But I think these guys especially of the guys who have been in the forces, you know, they've seen and done things that are going to impact on the mental health and have impacted on the mental health. And a lot of what we deal with has changed from being the pretty injuries, if you would, so the sort of poster boys, arms and legs missing and stuff, to mental health issues. And just to be outside, to be with like-minded people, and to have a common goal, to be able to come together with people who, you know, you can talk the same sort of stuff with you, who understand where you've been and what you've done is massive, you know. And then also it's fantastic. We call Team True Spirit for a reason. We don't only, you know, we would never leave anybody behind. We do whatever we're doing. We usually have 3 specific groups, and we stick together, or we pair up, and nobody leaves the wingman, as it was. And we just, for one of the events, Later Than 50, we're renowned for dragging people with us, people who want to sit by the wayside and pass out and mind their own business. Basically, we don't let them.
No, come on.
Yeah, that's it.
So can anybody join? How do people join? Is this through Facebook? How do people get in contact with you?
Yeah, through Facebook. So Team True Spirit on Facebook. There's two. One Korean is obviously Korean or something like that. They've tried to mimic us for some reason. I do not know why, but we're the ones with the picture of what are obviously a bunch of you've got jacks on and stuff. It's obviously us. Yeah, and just ask to join now. Anybody can join. We want people to come and be able to be part of the group and join in with what we do. But when the only rules you have is when it comes to events. If we have 20 places for free, then those 20 places go to the veterans, you know. And then but we'd love people to come in and join and earn a little bit of money for us if they can, or just come down to some of the events and have a giggle.
I think more. Sorry, I was going to say, now more than ever, people need to be outside and need to, have that human interaction and reach out, really. So what you're doing is absolutely brilliant.
Thank you very much. we try. One tries one's best.
Yeah. So, are there any options for sponsors to get involved?
I would. I mean, yes, absolutely. We're at a stage now where, like, my idea or the plan is we've got a bunch of 6 trustees, and we are just waiting for it to be registered, because you can't really do anything until we're registered charity to earn for fundraising or anything like that. And so we're looking for sponsors to just give us, whether it's to pay for event accommodation or just pay for some entry fees for the guys into events, those kind of things. A kit, we need some kit.
Okay.
Yeah,
that'd be good opportunity.
Absolutely, right. And a part of it that we're looking to do as well, I forgot to tell you this actually, was we're looking to, because mental health is massive and all the guys have got a story. Those who don't mind getting up and talking, especially talking to children, we want them to go into schools and train them up so they can do that, go into schools, but train them up as some kind of sports coach as well. So triathlon is our main thing, so possibly a triathlon coach, and then it will be free to the schools.
Oh, it does.
And then the charity will pay the guys to do that.
To do it. Perfect.
Yeah. So that's a sort of a pipeline thing, and then we'd be looking for sponsors for our big events. So we've got pipe dreams of doing I think Le Jog, which is Land's End to John O'Groats.
Okay.
So we saw that, and that's piqued my interest.
How many miles is that?
I'm going to say 850, something like that. Yeah, as long as you don't get lost. Again, I don't know what we'll do after lunch, but
it's a lot of pies on that journey, mate.
We'll be stopping by Wigan. No matter what route it is, we're stopping by Wigan.
A lot of bacon butt is needed for that.
Absolutely. But look, I say Le Jog, and it's just the way we do it, talking about arch to arc. Le Jog sounds good. And then somebody mentioned to me, it might have been Daz Challis actually, there's a thing called Le Joggle.
All right.
Which is Land's End, John O'Groats, Land's End. So it's back. You know, and so we're looking at doing that. A couple of years ago, another one we did was the North Coast 500, and that was special. Do you do the 500 miles on the coast of North Scotland?
Yes, I've heard of that. NC 500, isn't it? Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, we did that. That was interesting.
Yeah, looks good. That actually, it does look good.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'd probably like to do it in the car though. I'll do it in the car.
Yeah, and that's the other thing as well. All these events that we do, we need a support crew as well. You know, so people that are willing to just dig in and hand out butties and pies and stuff. So yeah,
Wigan pies.
Oh yeah.
There are no others.
But I get roped into that. Why are you down there, Eddie?
Indeed.
Wigan pies, yes. Oh, brilliant. Well, that's all my questions. If anybody else would like to put in the group chat of any questions for Mark, you've covered everything of what the True Spirit's about and how to get involved and where it's all come from and the benefits of the mental health. God, you know, that it's a no-brainer. So thanks ever so much for sharing. This will be posted out onto our Green TV on YouTube, on the YouTube channel. So so exciting stuff, and everybody watching, tell everybody about it and spread the word. I think that's the aim of the game, isn't it? So yeah,
and if you fancy joining in a turbo session at 2 a.m. at 2 a.m. not 2 a.m. at
2
2
a.m.
o'clock on a Wednesday.
yes
2 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Send me the details. I'm always up for a challenge, always.
Just join the group and it'll be on there.
Right, I will do.
Definitely.
You'll see me there. Oh, well, thanks ever so much, Mark.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your time, Mark.
So
perfect.
No problem at all. Thank you.
And
thanks
the
everybody
audience.
for watching.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.